Hello and welcome to the series of devlogs for TerraStorm. My name is Solari. I have Kacper, the producer of the game, with me today. And today I want to ask you about the role of the player, because in the last devlog you mentioned that we're called the architect. And in our world, architects definitely do not build giant towers like in the game. So what do we do as a player?
Yes, as you said, we as a players are architects, and we are not only one. So it's important that in our world there is more of architects, not only us. So we are not this great hero in the story, but there is a couple of options the humankind have in our game. So we as a player, with our architect, we are responsible for building towers. It's part of the project Towers, which was incorporated by Rose Corporation. Because capital, the last city, is overpopulated, the people just don't have place to live there, and they want to have some standards at least there. They don't want overpopulated city. So they established Project Towers, which was exploring the world, looking for a place to build giant towers, because each tower is basically a city which can house up to 10,000 people. And building inside, because as you probably already saw, we are building buildings inside the towers. So
yes.
We have each floor designated for different kind of buildings. Our job as architect is to build this tower, build everything inside, like have a plan what we want to do, which tower will be doing what, and then send exploration teams to look for more places, for more towers. So yeah, that's it, and we have of course diplomacy option, we have a lot of decision to make, every moral decision will be depend on us, on architects, so yeah, there's a lot to do.
It sounds like there is a lot to do. Does it mean we are basically in charge of the towers that we are building?
Yes, we are in charge in our towers. It's important because different architects will be at the same time playing on the map, so we can have like interaction with them, but they will have their own towers, their own regions on the map, and we still like responsible to do some stuff for capital. So yeah, we are in charge, but sometimes there are orders from above and we need to choose if we are gonna follow them or we can take the consequences, and we'll see.
Speaking of the orders and the diplomacy that you mentioned, in the game we as a player meet a guy named Caius. Can you tell me a little bit more about him?
Yeah, Caius is like this envoy from Capital. He's basically our guide, because this is the beginning of this project. It's something new, even for Capital. Like, they know how to build a big tower, which can house 10,000 people, which can house a building inside, and a lot of different stuff. Big reactor powered by Viribus. But they still want to keep an eye on how things are going, and they want to guide us. So Caius is our help, our guide. He's telling us what to do, because he has the guidelines from Capital, and yeah, he's helping us, giving us some tasks sometimes, and yeah, that's it.
Is he a helpful friend, or is there something else there?
Hard to say, because I don't want to spoil anything.
Oh.
But yeah, at the beginning he's for sure more of a friend than anything else, because at the beginning we need his help, some kind of tutorial, we can say, at the beginning, and then later on we will have different stuff to do. There will be different departments from Capital and they will want different things from us. So going further and further, we will have more decision to make, and we will need to choose which side basically we want to be. So Caius will be sometimes on one side and sometimes on the second side.
Sounds like there's going to be a lot of decisions and a lot of diplomacy to make. But speaking of that, and speaking of the other giant towers and the architects who build them, how often will we get to meet those, and what kind of interactions do we have with the other architects?
Yeah, how often we will meet them, it depends on us basically, because there will be 6 different architects in the same time during the game, and each will have objectives. So there will be story, because there are different architects. For example, at this moment we have 3 architects. It's Alina, Lars and Mariko, and they basically like, for example, Alina is Polish one, so her objective will be to explore the old Polish territories. She will want to uncover something. But if we don't want, she can go to the south from the capital and just take these places, these regions. For example, Mariko would like to explore. So there we will have conflict, and then we will need to talk with her. We can make some agreement that we're gonna go there and she will not interrupt us. She will go something different, or we'll pay her in resources, for example, for the regions she already claimed, because there is we need to claim our regions to the capital, and then we know which architect control each region. We'll be talking with them a lot. We can have just trade agreements with them, or we can ignore them, or we can do something nasty to them.
Ooh, that sounds exciting. But hey, so each architect has their own goal, but I would imagine as architects, all of us just want to police the capital. Is that it, or is there something else to our goal?
Basically, we'll have like this main goals from capital, which is like saving humankind and saving as many refugees as we can, because they will coming constantly to the capital and we need to like intercept them thanks to the towers. But every architect, every story architect, let's say, will have his own objectives. Like, for example, Alina would like to go with this Polish territory, and Lars is like Scandinavian architect, and he will like to go to the north and look for something around that. And each architect has its own perks, so they have bonuses to specific things. For example, Lars is a son of a physician, something about reactors, energy, and stuff like that. So he, from young years, he was teaching stuff around reactors. So he has bonuses to the reactors. So each architect will have his own bonuses, own perks, and own story.
I can't wait to ask you more about the architects and the towers that you are building, but this will have to wait till the next devlog. Thank you very much for telling me more, and I can't wait to learn everything there is to know about TerraStorm.